Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to talk about something very important. It is the invisible fuel that powers your life. Have you ever started learning English with a lot of fire and excitement, but then after 2 weeks you just stop? You feel tired, you feel bored. Why does that happen? Today we are going to fix that together. We are talking about a very important word, which is motivation. It sounds like a big and academic word, is it not? But actually it is very simple. Motivation is your why. It is the reason why you do the things you do. It is the engine inside your car that makes you move forward. Without the engine, the car goes nowhere. Let us look at a simple example from your daily life. Think about this morning. What motivated you to get out of your warm and comfortable bed? Was it your alarm clock, or was it something better? For me, honestly, it was coffee. The smell of fresh and hot coffee, that was my motivation. It was a small reason, but it was strong enough to make me stand up. Motivation does not always have to be about saving the world. Sometimes it is just about a nice cup of tea or a good breakfast. Let us think about the weekend. Imagine it is Saturday. Do you have any plans? Some people want to run a marathon, but others just want to do absolutely nothing. Both are okay. I have a friend who says his plan is to relax. He works hard all week, so his motivation for the weekend is to rest. That is a clear motivation. But then I have another friend named Emma. She is different. Her motivation is to clean her apartment. Does she clean for fun? No, she does not find cleaning fun. Then why does she do it? Her motivation is that she feels better when her home is clean and tidy. That makes sense. A clean home makes her happy. So we have a clear structure here. We do action A because we want result B. I clean my room because it makes me feel happy. I wake up early because I want to see the sunrise. Recognizing these small motivations helps you understand yourself. You are not lazy, maybe you just have not found your cup of coffee yet. You need to find the right reason to move. Motivation is the reason behind what we do. It is the thing that makes you get up and do something. Often we say simple things like, I got up because I wanted coffee. That is talking about motivation. But now let us talk about bigger motivations. Many English learners have motivations for work or for study or for family. Motivation is often connected to a goal, and this is where things can get difficult. Because when the goal goes away, motivation can disappear. We need to understand that motivation is not a solid rock. It is more like water. It moves and it changes. If you understand this, you will not feel bad when you lose your energy. You will understand that it is just part of the process. Today, I want you to look at your life and ask yourself a simple question. What is my why? Why am I watching this video right now? Is it because you want to improve your career? Or is it because you want to travel? Or maybe just for fun? Knowing your why is the first step to mastering your English. Now, let us look at a different situation, because motivation is not always about small things like breakfast. Sometimes it is about big goals. Let me tell you a story about a student named Jack. It is a very common story, and maybe you will see yourself in it. Last year, Jack started learning Spanish. He was on fire. He bought books, and he used apps, and he studied every day. Why did he do that? What was his motivation? His motivation was travel. He had a holiday planned in Spain. He was very excited. He wanted to order delicious food and ask for directions to the beach. His goal was crystal clear. But then something terrible happened. The trip was cancelled. There was no holiday, no Spain, no beach. And guess what happened to his motivation? It disappeared. Just like magic, it went poof. He stopped studying immediately. Why did this happen? Because his motivation was tied 100% to a specific event. When the event went away, the motivation died. This is an important lesson for all of us. Motivation is often connected to a goal, and when the goal goes away, motivation can disappear. So what did Jack do next? Did he give up forever? No. He felt sad for 1 week, which is very normal. Then he thought, maybe I need a new motivation. That is a great idea. Jack remembered that he has a friend named Carlos who speaks Spanish. Jack thought I could talk to him in Spanish just for fun. Suddenly he had a new motivation. It was not a holiday anymore. It was a connection with a friend. He wanted to make his friend laugh with his Spanish jokes. That is a very nice motivation. Connecting with people is often stronger than a holiday. So for our learners, maybe you start learning English for a test, but later your motivation can change. Maybe you meet a new friend from another country and you want to talk to them in English. That is okay. Motivation can change, and that is very normal. Now Jack talks to Carlos and he feels happy. His motivation shifted from a place to a person. If you are learning English and you feel stuck, ask yourself if your goal has changed. If you started learning for a job but you did not get the job, do not quit. Shift your motivation. Maybe now you learn English to understand your favorite songs, or to watch movies without subtitles, or to make new friends online. Adapting is the key to success. Do not be afraid to change your reason. If the old reason does not work, find a new one. Motivation is adaptable. It is not a fixed contract. It is a relationship with yourself. Jack learned that the joy of connecting with a friend was actually more fun than ordering food in a restaurant. He found a deeper reason. So if you feel like you have lost your path, do not worry. Just look for a new signpost. Look for a new reason to keep walking. Your journey does not end just because the destination changed. Following the story of Jack, we must understand that motivation comes from different places. We are going to go deeper now and discover the source of your energy. Is it from your heart or is it from the world outside? Understanding this will help you speak English more naturally, and it will help you answer difficult questions in interviews. Let us look at Emma again. She works at a garden center. She loves her job for two very different reasons. First, she loves plants. She says plants make her feel calm and relaxed. This feeling comes from inside her. We call this intrinsic motivation. It is when you do something because you enjoy it personally. But there is another motivation for Emma. She says, when a customer is happy because I helped them choose a good plant, it feels amazing. That good feeling comes from outside. It comes from the praise and the smile of the customer. We call this extrinsic motivation. So Emma has two types of motivation, one from inside and one from outside. You do not need to use big words like intrinsic and extrinsic in daily conversation. You can just say, I do it because I love it, which is inside. And I do it because it makes other people happy, which is outside. I think about my job at the bookstore, and it is similar. I love books, which is my inside motivation. And when a customer says, thank you, that book was perfect, it feels really good. That is the outside motivation. Asking about job motivation is a great conversation starter. You can ask someone, what do you enjoy most about your work? That question asks about motivation. Let us practice how to answer this. Imagine you are in a job interview. You can say, I enjoy discovering new things, which is internal, and I enjoy sharing them with people, which is external. It feels like being a treasure hunter. This balance is very powerful. If you only talk about money, people might think you are shallow. If you only talk about fun, people might think you are not serious. You need both. Think about your English learning right now. Do you have an inside motivation? Maybe you love the sound of the language. Or maybe you love singing English songs. And do you have an outside motivation? Maybe you want a promotion at work, or maybe you want to help your children with their homework. Both are valid, both are important. When you understand this, you can control your motivation better. On days when your inside fire is low, you can rely on the outside reward. And on days when there is no outside reward, you can rely on your inside love. It is like having two engines on an aeroplane. If one stops, the other one keeps you flying. Let us be honest with each other for a moment, because sometimes we just do not want to do anything. You know, you should study English. You know, you should clean your house, but your motivation level is absolutely zero. You just want to watch football or scroll through your phone. Is there a problem with you? No. The problem is usually the strategy. Let us go back to the cleaning example. On Saturday, I think I should clean my apartment. But cleaning is not fun. I know a clean apartment is good, and I know I will feel better after. But my motivation is zero. Why? Because the goal is too big. Clean the apartment sounds big and scary and boring. So you need a trick, you need a strategy. You must make the tasks smaller. Do not think, I must clean the whole apartment. Instead, think, I will clean the coffee table for just 5 minutes, then I can watch football. That is a small motivation, a small task and a small reward, and it works. This is perfect for language learning too. Do not think, I must become fluent in English. That is a big and scary mountain. Instead, think, today I will learn 3 food words. That is a small hill. It is easy to climb. And after that, give yourself a reward. Have a cup of tea or watch a funny video. Something nice. Small motivations for small wins. We can apply this immediately. If you feel tired, do not force yourself to study grammar for an hour. That will only make you hate English. Instead, read one small paragraph or listen to one song. Connect the task to something you enjoy. We often lose motivation because we make the work feel like punishment. Learning should not be punishment. It should be a game. When you achieve your small goal, you feel good. you feel a sense of achievement. That good feeling fuels you to do a little bit more tomorrow. It is a positive loop. So stop looking at the top of the mountain. Just look at your feet and take one small step. That is the secret. You do not need a massive fire to start cooking. You just need a small spark. And that small spark comes from making the task easy and giving yourself a reward. So next time you feel lazy, do not feel guilty. Just find the smallest possible thing you can do and do it. Then celebrate. This builds momentum, and momentum is the best friend of motivation. Remember that motivation is often connected to how we feel. If we feel overwhelmed, we stop. If we feel capable, we continue. So make yourself feel capable by choosing a battle you can win. Win the small battle of the coffee table, and you will eventually win the war of the messy apartment. Win the small battle of 3 words, and you will eventually win the war of fluency. Continuing from our strategy of small steps, we must address a silent enemy that attacks many learners. It is not a monster, and it is not a difficult grammar rule. It is a thought that kills your motivation instantly. We need to talk about comparison. Here is the situation. You are learning English, and you feel good about your progress. You learned 5 new words today, and you are happy. Then you open your phone, and you see a video of someone else. Maybe it is a 6-year-old child speaking perfect English. Or maybe it is a friend who seems to learn much faster than you. Suddenly you think, I am so bad, I will never be like them. And just like that, your motivation is gone. This is what we call the comparison trap. It is dangerous because it is unfair. When you look at that person speaking perfectly, you are seeing their result, not their journey. You are comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. That person has probably practiced for years. They have made thousands of mistakes that you did not see. You are just starting, or you are in the middle of your journey. It is not logical to compare a baby tree to an old oak tree. If you do this, you will always feel inadequate. So who should you compare yourself to? There is only one person you should compare yourself to, and that is yourself from the past. This is the only comparison that is fair and useful. Look at your own progress. Think about last month. Last month, maybe you only knew very basic words like hello and thank you. But now you know how to order food or ask for directions. That is 100% progress. When you track your own steps, you feel proud. When you look at others, you feel small. So choose to feel proud. Let us practice a mindset shift. Instead of saying, he is better than me, you should say, I am better than I was yesterday. I am making progress at my own pace. The phrase at my own pace is very beautiful. It means you go as fast or as slow as you need. There is no pressure. There is no stress. It is just you and your journey. Let us look at the story of Jack again. He felt bad when he saw someone speaking perfect Spanish. He felt that his efforts were useless. But then he looked at his notebook. He saw that 2 weeks ago he could not say anything. Now he could tell a simple joke. That realization saved his motivation. Writing down what you learn is a powerful tool against comparison. When you see your progress on paper, it becomes real. You can see the list of words growing. You can see the grammar rules you have mastered. This gives you a sense of movement. And when you feel you are moving, you stay motivated. So your mission is simple. Stop scrolling and looking at perfect English speakers with envy. Instead, open your notebook and look at what you learned last week. Tell yourself, well done. Acknowledge your effort. Remember that every expert was once a beginner. They did not start at the finish line. They walked the same path you are walking now. So keep your eyes on your own path. Water your own garden and do not worry about how green the grass is on the other side. This is how you protect your fire from the wind of comparison. Now that we have the right mindset, let us upgrade our language. We often use simple words to describe how we feel. We say, I want to do this, or I am happy, or I am sad. But in professional environments, or even in deep conversations, you need stronger and more precise words. Today, I will give you the vocabulary to describe your inner fire. We are going to open our vocabulary toolbox and take out some power words. First, let us talk about the engine inside you. The word is drive. I do not mean driving a car. In this context, drive means an inner force that pushes you forward. It is a strong energy that makes you work hard. You can say she has a strong drive to succeed, or you can ask someone what drives you to wake up early every morning. Think of drive like the fuel in your engine. Next, we have a word you probably know, but we should define it clearly. Passion. Passion means a very strong love or enthusiasm for something. If you have passion, you do not need much discipline because you enjoy the process so much. My friend Emma has a passion for plants. She can talk about soil and sunlight for hours without getting bored. That is passion. You can say, I am learning English because of my passion for travel. Now let us look at a word for goals. Ambition. Ambition is a strong wish to achieve something big. It is often related to your career or status. For example, her ambition is to become a director, or he is very ambitious, which means he has big goals. But ambition can also be for small things. In the transcript, Jack said his ambition was to make the perfect omelette. This is a funny way to use the word, but it shows that he really wanted to achieve that specific result. Ambition gives you a target to aim for. But what happens when things get hard? You need perseverance. This is a long and beautiful word. It means you keep going even when things are difficult or when you fail. Learning a language is not a sprint, it is a marathon. It requires perseverance. You will have bad days. You will make mistakes, but perseverance is the quality that keeps you walking. Imagine Jack trying to make his omelette. He burned many eggs. He made many mistakes, but he did not stop. That is perseverance. Now let us talk about the opposite feeling. What if you feel nothing? The word is apathy. Apathy means no motivation, no interest, and no excitement. You feel meh. You simply do not care. For example, you might say, I feel total apathy towards folding laundry. Knowing this word is important because if you feel apathy, it is a sign. It is not just laziness. It might mean you are bored with your method or you are tired. If you feel apathy towards English, maybe you need to change how you study. Finally, let us end with a beautiful word, fulfillment. Fulfillment is a deep, happy feeling of satisfaction. It happens when you achieve something meaningful. It is not just a quick happiness like eating chocolate. It is a warm feeling inside that lasts. Helping others gives many people a sense of fulfillment. Or finding a job that matches your values brings fulfillment. These words drive passion, ambition, perseverance, apathy, and fulfillment are your tools. Use them to express yourself more clearly. Instead of saying, I really want to learn, say, I have a strong drive to learn. Instead of saying, I don't care, say, I feel apathy. Using precise language changes how you think and how you feel. Now that we have equipped ourselves with the right mindset and the powerful vocabulary, it is time to put everything into practice. Having words in your head is wonderful, but using them in real conversations is where the magic happens. We are going to look at how to apply these concepts in real-life scenarios. We will look at professional situations like job interviews and personal situations like making new friends. Let us start with the professional side because this is where many people struggle. Imagine you are in a job interview or a university interview. The interviewer looks at you and asks, why do you want to be here or what motivates you to do this work? This is a critical moment. Most people give a standard and boring answer like, I want to learn or I need a job. These answers are honest, but they are not memorable. To stand out, you need to connect your motivation to a personal story or a value. Let us recall the example of the university interview from our story. The student did not just say, I like nature. He told a story about his hometown. He said his main motivation was the river in his town, which was clean when he was a child, but is now polluted. He said he is motivated to learn how to fix these problems because he wants to make his hometown beautiful again. This is a perfect answer. It connects a personal memory to a future professional goal. It shows passion and purpose. You can use this formula too. Think of a problem you saw in the past and say that your motivation is to solve that problem. Now, let us look at a leadership position. If you are applying to be a team leader and the manager asks what motivates you, do not talk about power or money. Talk about the people. You can say, I am motivated by helping others succeed. I enjoy mentoring new colleagues and seeing them grow. This shows that your motivation is extrinsic in a positive way. It shows you care about the team. You can add that you are motivated to create a supportive environment where everyone can do their best work. This proves you have the mindset of a leader. Now let us switch to a social context. Imagine you are on a first date or you are having coffee with a new friend. The question, what motivates you in life, is a deep and beautiful question to ask. It opens the door to real connection. In this situation, do not talk about your office tasks. Talk about your spirit. You can say, I am motivated by growth. I love learning new things like languages or plants. Or you can say, I am motivated by connection. I value real and honest conversations with people. Using words like growth and connection makes you sound interesting. It shows you have a rich inner life. Even in a casual chat with a neighbor, you can share your motivation. If a neighbor asks why you run every morning, you can say, my motivation is the sunrise. It is my daily reward and I feel fantastic for the rest of the day. This is a simple motivation, but it is very relatable. It shows that you appreciate the small joys in life. Finally, let us look at a situation where you need to motivate someone else, maybe a study partner or a child. If your friend says they are bored with grammar, do not force them. Help them find a small motivation. You can say, let us make a small goal. We will learn just one rule, and then we will watch a funny video. Connect the hard work to a fun reward. This is how you apply the psychology of motivation in the real world. Whether you are talking to a professor, a manager, a date, or a friend, knowing how to articulate your why is a superpower. It turns a boring answer into a story. It turns a simple fact into a connection. So I want you to practice these scripts. Write down your answer for a job interview. Write down your answer for a social meeting. Practice saying them out loud until they feel natural. When you own your story, you will feel a new level of confidence when you speak English. We have traveled a long way together in this series. We have talked about the different types of motivation, from the morning coffee to the big life goals. We have learned to distinguish between internal fire and external rewards. We have learned to fight the enemy of comparison, and we have upgraded our vocabulary with powerful words. But before we finish, I want to leave you with one final image. This is an image to keep in your heart for the days when you feel tired or lost. I want you to imagine that your motivation is like a garden. This is the most beautiful and accurate way to understand it. Motivation is not a solid rock that you find one time and keep forever. It is a living thing. It breathes and it grows. In your garden, you plant a seed. That seed is your dream. Maybe your dream is to speak English fluently with confidence. Maybe it is to travel to London, or maybe it is just to understand your favorite movie. That is the seed you plant in the soil. Then you have to water it. The water is your daily practice. It is the small actions you take every day, listening to a podcast, reading a page of a book, or reviewing your vocabulary. Now here is the most important lesson. In a real garden, the sun does not shine every day. There are sunny days when the flowers open and everything looks beautiful. Those are the days you feel high motivation. But there are also cloudy days. There are rainy days, and sometimes there are storms. On those days, you might feel tired. You might feel frustrated that you are not learning fast enough. You might feel that your English is stuck. But remember this. Even on the cloudy days, the plant is still growing. The roots are going deeper into the earth, even if you cannot see the green leaves moving. So do not give up just because it is raining. Just keep watering a little bit. Protect your garden from pests. The biggest pest is comparison. Looking at your neighbor's garden and thinking their flowers are bigger than yours will only make you unhappy. Shoo the pests away and focus on your own soil. Your garden is unique to you. And remember that a garden changes with the seasons. Sometimes a plant dies. Maybe your motivation for a specific job disappears. That is okay. Do not be sad. Just plant a new seed. Find a new reason to learn. Maybe now you learn for fun or for a new friend. A garden is never finished. It is always changing and growing. So my dear friends, keep watering your garden. Be proud of every small leaf and every small flower. Learning a language is a brave and beautiful journey. You are doing something amazing every time you learn a new word. Be patient with yourself and trust the process. Your harvest will come. Now I have one last question for you, and I really want to read your answers. What is growing in your garden right now? What is one small and joyful motivation you have for learning English this week? It does not have to be a big goal, just a small joy. Maybe it is understanding a song lyric, or maybe it is commenting on this video. Please share your motivation in the comments below, because your story inspires me and it inspires everyone else in this community. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. It has been a pleasure to be your guide on this journey. If you enjoyed this lesson and want to keep growing your English garden, please give this video a like and subscribe to my channel. Do not forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss a lesson. I will see you in the next video. Goodbye for now and keep growing.